Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see the forest in West Virginia. Rich and Hallie are two people climbing. After going uphill, a dirty river is seen. He climbs up and enjoys his victory. He then tells Hallie to hurry up. Then as Hallie climbs up, the leg slips and hangs in the air. She turns and tries to climb up again. She asks Rich for help. But she gets worried when Rich doesn't show up. She is shocked to see blood drops falling on her face suddenly. Hallie looks up and someone throws Rich down. As she wonders how this happened, someone pulls her up forcefully. She immediately cuts the rope and tries to stay stable. But she loses her control and falls down. Later she sees Rich's dead body and starts crying. Just then Hallie hears voices from the mountain. Hallie hears this and runs towards the car to save herself. But just then her leg hits the fencing and falls down. Then the murderer grabs her and takes her with him. Later we see news about thefts in an area. One car after another is stolen in the news. People say that they have seen black magic in that area. Later we see a car driving in that area. In that car, a man named Chris is going to another city for an interview. On the way he gets stuck in a traffic jam. He thinks he will be late for the interview as the traffic is not cleared. He then gets out of the car and asks the truck driver in front why there is a traffic jam. Then the driver says that a chemical truck about 5 miles away has fallen over. So we have to stay here for a few hours. Chris gets worried after hearing that. Then he turns the car towards back. He calls the company and says that he will be late when he comes. Due to the mountain area, the call gets disconnected. Later Chris sees a gas station and goes there. On his way to the gas station, he sees ownerless cars. After that, he reaches the gas station. He gets out of the car and sees the owner there. The owner is suffering from some disease. Chris then tries to call the company with the phone there. But the call is not connected because the phone is dead. He then asks the gas station owner if he has another address to reach the city. But the owner ignores his words. Just then Chris sees a map there. He sees a rough road to reach the city on that map. Then he asks the gas station owner about the road. Then the owner says that you can go from that road. Later Chris takes the car and leaves from there. He passes through the forest and reaches an intersection. There he sees a board. Then he drives the car towards the rough road wondering where to go. Then he sees a dead deer. While looking at it, his car collides with the car in front of him. But Chris survives. The people in that car come to him and ask how are you? Chris apologizes to them. And checking himself for injuries. And he says that he will give money as return for hitting the car. Also Chris asks them why did you stop the car in the middle of the road? Then a lady named Francine tells a barbed wire on the road. So our car tire got puncture. Her friend suggests that we go to the previous gas station and call. Then Chris says don't go there. Then everyone decides to walk. But Evan and Francine will be there to look after the cars. While everyone is walking they see a dead mongoose. It looks like someone cut it to death. After a short distance they all see burning car tires in the forest. It indicates danger. But Chris tells everyone to go ahead. In the next scene we see Francine and Evan. Evan hears a rustling sound coming from the bushes. He goes to check that. Francine gets worried when he doesn't show up. She searches for him. Evan's shoe appears as she walks. While removing the shoe, Evan's ear is also seen there. Francine is scared and crying. Then a person comes from behind her and kills her. We see the other four at the end of the road. They go for help. As they were walking, they saw a house. They go to that house to ask for help. Then Chris gets upset seeing so many cars. He knocks on the door asking for help. After a while it becomes clear that no one is in the house. When they come home to make a call, they see the dining table. Seeing that, they understand that no one has cleaned the house for a long time. Chris finds glasses and car keys. He gets shocked when he opens the fridge. Because it contains many human organs. At the same house, Jessie finds the barbed wire that punctured her car. Seeing that, the four run away from there. Just then Chris sees a car coming from the window. The four come from the back door. But that door is locked. Everyone is very scared. The murderer enters from the main door. He comes in and drops Francine's dead body. Chris and Jessie are there and are very scared to see Francine. Next we see 3 cannibals. They put Francine's dead body on the table. Then they cut her body with sharp tools. Seeing this Jessie starts shouting. Then Scott holds her mouth tightly with his hand. After a while the cannibals eat the dead body and go to sleep. Then they try to escape from there. But then a cannibal sees them. They all see him and run from the backside to escape. Cannibals are chasing them. Then Chris wants to steal their vehicle. He screams and runs to get the cannibal's attention towards him. But then a cannibal shoots Chris with a gun. Then he gets injured and falls down. The other three will be shocked to see that. Then Scott runs into the forest. He sees their truck and goes towards the truck. But just then an arrow comes and pierces Scott. The other three take the truck. After going some distance, the truck gets stuck in the mud. Then the three get down from the truck. They leave the forest to the road to save their lives. After a while it will be night. Those cannibals go to hunt them. They are tired, they take some rest. Then Carly tells them to look up. Immediately they look up and see a watchtower. They feel very happy seeing it. In the next scene we see them climbing up. But they get very sad as no one is there. Jessie finds a first aid box there. She uses it to dress Chris's wound. On the other hand, Carly sees an old radio. She asks for help with the help of the radio. But no response comes back. Chris hears some strange sounds. He looks down and sees three cannibals. They climb the tower. Chris sees them coming up and puts the things there near the tower entry gate. After a while Chris sees the cannibals leaving. Carly tells their location through the radio. Then those cannibals cut the radio wire and set fire to the tower. Carly breaks the tower window with the box to get out. Chris then notices the trees under the tower. The three jump over the trees to save themselves. The three cannibals watch as they jump. The cannibals climb the tree to catch them. Seeing them coming, the three move from one tree to another. While crossing the trees, a cannibal approaches Carly. Just then the cannibal attacks her with an axe and cuts Carly's face into two pieces. As Chris slowly stands up, he hears the sound of a vehicle behind him. It was a police jeep. Then he runs and stops the jeep. A police officer comes and talks to Chris. Then an arrow comes and stabs the officer in the eye. Later a cannibal comes to kill Chris. Chris then hides under the jeep to save his life. Then cannibal looks under the jeep searching for Chris. He doesn't see Chris there. In the next scene, we see cannibal tie Jessie to the bed with ropes in that house. Then a one-eyed cannibal tries to kill Jessie. Just then he hears the sound of a vehicle from outside. Hearing that, the cannibal goes to the door. Chris hits the cannibal with the jeep. Chris gets out of the car and kills the cannibal with an arrow. Later, while Chris is saving Jessie, another cannibal attacks him. Then Jessie kills the cannibal with an arrow. Later they both leave the house. Just then Chris suddenly sees the jeep fuel tank. Chris then shoots the fuel tank. Then immediately there is a big blast and the whole house burns down. Then the two go to the gas station together in a truck. The gas station owner sees the truck and closes the door. Chris gets out of the truck, tears up the map and drives away. This is how this movie ends. I'm working hard to make these videos, it's my humble request to subscribe my channel.